This is from the U.S. National Archives and Records Administration, and I'm just going to read some excerpts from it. In Congress, July 4th, 1776. That's why we have July 4th. I know they teach you it's about drinking beer and worshiping imperial wars, but I'll assure you, folks, well, we covered earlier in the night how they're saying freedom lovers and those that love the Constitution are terrorists. So this is Terrorist Day. July 4th is Terrorist Day. The unanimous declaration of 13 United States of America. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the law of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare their cause which impels them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. To secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. 90+% don't like the TSA. They don't stop. Congress is a 9% approval rating. They don't care. They just hire more SWAT teams, more tanks. They know they don't have our consent, so they're arming against us. That whenever, now listen, this is the terrorism here. This is why the FEMA and others teach it's terrorism. They tell police that the Declaration of Independence is bad because they're anti-American. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. In fact, guys, can you pull up, is the Declaration of Independence terrorist? The BBC had a debate in Philadelphia last year, and they had a bunch of U.S. lawyers agree, yes, America is terroristic. Government is God. I'm not joking. We covered earlier where they demonize it. In fact, I have FBI training manuals where they say, if they make frequent references to the U.S. Constitution, that's a terrorist. We'll see, people that aren't terrorists are terrorists to terrorists. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it. That's right to revolt in common law. And to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as that shall seem most likely to affect the safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light or transient causes. And accordingly, all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, what is America turning into? It is their right and it is their duty. Thomas Jefferson wrote this, by the way, with the consent of those involved, to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies. We've patiently suffered as well, as the government ships guns to Mexico to blame the Second Amendment and blows up Oklahoma City and stages 9/11. It's not the government. It's the foreign banks, as they brag, that have captured us. They brag in their arrogance as they make 40-to-1 bets with people's private bank accounts that they captured us in Europe. Well, they can go to Hades. Did you guys find the BBC article? It's all over. Just type in, is the Declaration of Independence illegal? Or is the Declaration of Independence terrorist? And it breaks it all down. There it is. InfoWars is the top link. We can give folks a document cam shot. But then BBC News Magazine. Then click on the link, and it will take people directly to it. There you go. Click on it. That's why we save part of articles so we can prove that it indeed happened. And is the Declaration of Independence illegal? And there are American sympathizers and globalist traitors who want to be slaves to the Queen. You see it all over the news, worshiping it. And they want to go back under it. Let's continue. And to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former system of government. And then they go through a list of the chain of abuses. And I challenge you to read the long train of abuses, the term they use, our forebears, to look at what's happening today. It's exactly the same, but in some cases worse. You know, the king hadn't thought of putting cancer viruses in vaccines and giving them to people. They would just give the Indians and people blankets from folks that had just died of smallpox. And then the British manual will say, make sure it's fresh. All right, let's continue here. It just goes through it all, and I'm not going to read it all. I'm just going to read a few here. He says, he has erected a multitude of new offices, all these new bureaucracies, and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out our substance. Exactly what's going on today. He has, talking about the King of England, he has affected to render the military independent and superior to the civil power. That's martial law. That's the military above the law. That's the military involved domestically. That's the police saying they're immune. For quartering large bodies of armed troops among us. You're not supposed to have military on the streets. Same thing today. For imposing taxes on us without our consent. All these regulations, fines, fees. Obama can't pass a law, so he just says executive order. For imposing taxes on us without consent. For depriving us in many cases of the benefits of trial by jury. IRS courts, family courts, all of them. For suspending our own legislatures, well, they just tell the Congress and others they don't count now, the UN's the boss, and declaring themselves invested with power to legislate for us in all cases whatsoever. The executive, the UN, all of it, just doing whatever they want. He has constrained our fellow citizens, taken capital in the high seas to bear arms against their country. That's conscripting people and making them fight. That's like the draft. Or NDAA saying they'll kill you if they want. Read it. It's the Declaration of Independence. That's only a small part of it. This is July 4th. This is America. This is coffin nails to tyranny. This be treason in a world run by tyrants. Those that attack this document, they are the ones involved in treason. They are the scallywags. They are the enemy. FEMA and the foreign British crown and the New World Order and their system of fraud. That's the enemy. There lies the enemy. Not our George Washington. Not our forebears they demonize 24/7. All right, that's my July 4th message. Incredible job to the crew. Don't forget Dreams from My Real Father. Globalists really hate this film. Blackout on this. They're trying to ban advertising it, as you heard when we had on the director last week. Get it at Infowars.com or Infowarshop.com is the direct URL, or 888-253-3139, so that we can continue to fund our operation, get more reporters, and do a better job. Because we know we're only alive once. We're in the clutch. God's put us in the position to be able to challenge these people. You've put us in the position supporting us. So spread the word about PrisonPlanet.tv, the 15-day free trial, the books, the videos, the water filters at Infowarshop.com, your email list, your Twitter, your Facebook. We're getting the signal out because of you. And we realize what you've invested in us in time and energy and trust. So we are breaking our backs to bring you this information. All right, I'm Alex Jones signing off. Have a great terrorist day, anti-slavery day, July 4th.